Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many hypocrites within the Democratic Party and to the left of the political spectrum. It's unbelievable. There are hypocrites also, and there are disingenuous people on the right, obviously. They're called never-Trumpers. Oftentimes, Lincoln Project people, the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld Republicans, who, by the way, should be canceled if you're just looking at past viewpoints that are viewed to be horrendous in this day and age. The Lincoln Project, for example, and the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld Republicans wanted a marriage amendment. They were against marriage equality, and now they've been embraced by the Democratic Party. For some bizarre reason, they think that Trump Republicans care about what their viewpoints are. I don't know. It's really hilarious. It's a politics makes strange bedfellows moment where it's almost like the 80s movie where the nerd is allowed into the cool crowd for just a second, and then they realize that they were accepted for some reason that has nothing to do with who they were. But anyway, Representative Lauren Boebert will take legal action against the Democratic Political Action Committee that claimed without evidence that she was an unlicensed employee that perhaps, let's say, does certain services in the evening. That's one way to describe it. Fox News Digital has learned Boebert's attorney sent a letter to the American Muckrakers PAC regarding the claims that she was an unlicensed paid person who does these types of services and had 2 medical procedures pledging to bring civil defamation lawsuits against the PAC. Quote, partisan organizations putting out blatantly false and disgusting accusations won't stop me from advocating freedom and conservative values, Boebert told Fox News Digital in a Wednesday statement. The group's vile conduct demonstrates why people are fed up with politics. I'm not going to stand by and pretend this is normal behavior. Now, they're going to get sued. And they're going to, if the allegations are not true, which I'm sure most of the allegations are not true. Obviously, the main claims are not true. So that they're going to lose a great deal of money, or they perhaps could be fined through the FEC. I mean, you had the Clinton campaign and the DNC paying a fine and basically pleading guilty to campaign finance violations. These political action committees serve as extensions of the Democratic Party. They're not independent. They're really not independent from the Democratic Party. They're really extensions of the Democratic Party. So that could be viewed as a campaign finance violation. I'm not certain about that, but that could be the issue. That could be also another avenue for Representative Boebert to take. This is taking place primarily because 8 to 9% inflation, diesel prices doubling, which means transportation, commerce, business will grind to a halt eventually if it goes to more than double, let's say double to triple in terms of price for diesel. The diesel fuel, ladies and gentlemen, is going to perhaps lead this country into a possible depression. We're already in a recession. Atlanta Fed GDP now estimate says 0% growth, but that really means negative percent. We'll have 2 quarters of negative growth. We're into a recession. We're just 75 basis point interest rate hikes. People are going to be paying more for credit cards, more for mortgages. Liquidity is going to dry up. And you're going to see a Lehman Brothers AIG type of moment eventually, unfortunately. People have been skating on thin ice for a long time. I should say institutions, hedge funds. The crypto world has been imploding. And the crypto world is somewhat of the canary in the coal mine when it comes to the overall stock market, which is already declining. And I predicted all of this. The only reason I say that is because we're close to 200,000 subs. Tell your friends about this channel. I predicted all of this in September of 2021. Go right now or after this to the description section. You will see where I predict all of this. In September of 2021, I predicted on this channel, H.A. Goodman of almost 200,000 subs hit subscribe. On the stock market crash channel, almost 20,000 subs hit subscribe. And on May 18th of this year, I started the Bitcoin crash channel. So in September of 2021, and I have a playlist all throughout the past 8 months, I've been saying the sky is going to fall. And I explained why the economy is going to collapse and the stock market is going to descend into oblivion. It's taking place. I just recently, last month, started the Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or lower channel. I started that when Bitcoin was at 30,000. And now it's going to 10,000 or lower. So hit subscribe to all 3 channels. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. Become a member of this channel. And also, if you want to give a super thanks, it's greatly appreciated. But why are they going after Lauren Boebert? They're going after Lauren Boebert because Democrats, the political party, is going to get obliterated. 8 to 9% inflation. Diesel prices, which is the key, ladies and gentlemen, the key to the economy from here on out will be how high diesel, how high diesel prices go. Okay, when you go to the supermarket, the fact that we don't have oil refineries we don't have enough oil refineries, and they're not building any more oil refineries. So diesel prices are going to continue to go through the roof. Because oil companies right now are being attacked by the current president and his administration for mistakes they made when they first got into office. Below in the description, you'll see the National Association of Manufacturers, the Business Roundtable, and other 14 states, including oil and gas associations, all opposed. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, The National Association of Manufacturers, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, 14 states, and oil and gas associations all opposed Biden's policies. Mashed potato brains, our president, when he first came into office. They opposed Build Back Better, and they opposed his executive orders combating climate change, which is an important issue. But it's not worth tanking the U.S. economy at this very moment when Democrats pushed to end economic activity 2 years ago. So diesel prices could very well cause a depression. And if you think that's hyperbolic, just watch what I've been saying since September. Okay? I'm not Nostradamus, but I'm pretty good at seeing what's going on from a macro perspective. I said Clinton would lose to Trump, and I haven't been right about everything, but even when I'm wrong, it's like, okay, I had the pulse of what was going on, and diesel prices are very important because trucks, transportation in this country, everything runs, commerce relies on the trucking industry and every other industry and every other transportation industry that relies on diesel and oil and gas. Okay, so oil is at $120 per barrel. That is a huge problem. His policies caused all of this, and they were opposed by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the National Association of Manufacturers, and oil and gas associations early on. So you can't say that it's the evil oil companies. They were letting everybody know within the lawsuits that his policies were going to cause record highs in energy. You can't combat inflation by raising interest rates while we're heading into a recession and expect that inflation's going to lower because we have energy that's fossil fuels are at record highs. So when you have oil at over $120 per barrel, $115 to $120 to $130 per barrel, you can raise interest rates all you like into a recession. It ain't going to matter. We are flirting with a depression, economic depression, like the 1930s, like 1929. That's not hyperbolic. You tell me when we're going to come back as a country, because it's going to be a rough 2 years economically with mashed potato brains. And that's why they're going after Lauren Boebert. And God bless her. I hope she wins her lawsuit. You engage in this type of nasty behavior, the Political Action Committee, it's interesting. You can also sue people individually because they're hiding behind either the corporation or the PAC. You can pierce the corporate veil. It's not difficult to do. You can pierce the corporate veil if you know people are acting in an insidious, malicious, criminal manner. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here also in a couple of hours. Police chief just debunked. I love when they say debunked Liz Cheney and the congressional panel. It's pretty hilarious. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to all three channels. Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or lower, which is happening. The stock market crash, which is happening. I predict that in September. And H.A. Goodman, this channel right now. I hope Lauren Boebert wins. And again, she could probably sue people individually. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.